Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build and Happy New Year! So yes, this is our first video of 2023. I hope you guys had a safe and happy new year, whatever you ended up doing. But yeah, we're back with another Sims 4 speed build and we're actually back with another apartment build. So this apartment is in the Arts Quarter. It's the 920 Medina's Studios apartment, I think, or the 931. I can't exactly remember. I wrote it down, but I can't remember if I wrote down the right one. I wrote down 920, but for some reason my brain is saying 930 right now. But either way, it's up in the left-hand corner of the screen. I can't see it right now because it's too small on my screen, but yeah, it is up there if you guys want to check. I'll also leave the correct apartment name in the description. But yeah, so we're back in the Arts Quarter and we're back in Myshuno with an apartment build, and this apartment is actually for my save file. So in case you guys missed it, I actually released the first version of my save on the 31st of December. So last Saturday? Yeah, so I released the first version last Saturday. And yeah, so the first version of my save, I have an overview up of it and everything like that, which I will leave linked on the screen and in the description. But basically, the first version of my save file has Willow Creek and Oasis Springs completely done, as well as a couple or quite a lot of random builds in other worlds. So I've started working on all of the other worlds at the same time, which, if you know me, that's just how I do things. I do tend to hop around quite a lot. I never focus on just one world at a time. So I have a bunch of other builds in other worlds done, and they're not completely done. The world isn't completely done, but I have a lot of builds in other worlds already done, if that makes sense. And the same goes for Myshuno. So I basically have, I think I have all of the apartments done in Myshuno for my save file, but I still have to do a bunch of basically all of the penthouses, all of the community lots, and regular lots in Myshuno I still have to do. But I actually am going through and redoing a couple of the apartments. So the old versions are in the first version of my save file, but I'm actually going through and redoing a couple of my older apartments because, as I mentioned in my overview, I actually started this project, my save file, way back before I even had my YouTube channel. So a lot of the builds, especially the apartment builds, because originally they were the first ones that I kind of focused on, a lot of them are 5 years or maybe even older than 5 years old. So a lot of them really need updating, and this apartment was actually one of them. So as you guys could probably tell from the title, this apartment is for a couple of opposite artists. And they're not a couple or anything like that, they're actually best friends. And these two Sims, they're called Alison Lily and Julianne London. If I can remember to, I'll put a picture of them up on the screen for you guys. But basically, Alison is the painter Sim. So she's the one that's wearing a lot of color, and she's very into color. She's very into bright colors, light colors, all of that stuff. And then Julianne is the one that has the headphones around her neck, and she's the musician of the two. So we have basically an artist, or a painter, because they're technically both artists. They're just different kinds of artists. So we have a painter and we have a musician living in this apartment together, and they're actually almost complete opposites, apart from them both being really creative. Other than that, they're kind of complete opposites, but they've been, in my head, they've been best friends since elementary school basically. So they've known each other their whole lives. They actually went to university together. They both went to Brightchester, both got fine arts degrees. And now they're living in the city together in this apartment. And this apartment, I tried to make it look like kind of a mix of both of their styles. So Alison is a little bit more, like I said, into bright colors, vibrant colors, a little bit more colorful, whereas Julianne is a little bit more monochrome, so she likes black, white, red, blue, like darker colors. And Allison is actually a little bit more into like boho and the actual like boho style in the game, so like boho, plants, stuff like that, whereas Julianne is a little bit more into modern stuff and contemporary furniture and, you know, stuff like that. So I tried to make the apartment look like a fairly even blend between the two, you know, as much as I possibly could. Obviously, they're bedrooms. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, and I tried, you know, with their bedrooms to like completely make it like their styles. So you guys will see what I'm talking about once we get to it. But for the living spaces, which is obviously what we're working on right now, I tried to make it as like even of a mix as I possibly could. So for a lot of the items, they don't really match. So I did that intentionally. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone, like using these 2 bookcases. I used this one bookcase from the pastel pop kit, and I did use it in a white swatch just because I didn't want to go too overboard with like bright colors. But I used that bookcase from the pastel pop kit, and then I put a bookcase from the Myshuno stuff pack right next to it to kind of make it look like, yes, they've both kind of like brought their furniture to this apartment, and they've kind of just intermingled them. So the big sectional sofa that we have in the living room, obviously that is a little bit more of like Julianne's style, whereas the 2 little like, I don't know, they're not really like TV console table units really, because they're not actually connected. But the 2 like little shelving units that are right next to the big stereo, they're obviously a little bit more colorful, a little bit more of Allison's style. And then obviously there's a lot of plants everywhere. There's also going to be in the kind of like dining room. So basically the kitchen, the living room, and the dining room are all like one big open plan. But in the dining room, or like next to the dining room, I guess you could say like in the dining room, there's actually going to be a bunch of leaning paintings. So paintings that are kind of like on the floor and leaning against the wall. I figured those paintings were all stuff that Allison probably did. She probably painted them, and, you know, maybe they just haven't gotten around to putting them up yet in the apartment. Maybe they don't really have space, because they don't really have a lot of open wall space to put stuff up in the apartment, because obviously one of the big walls is like filled with a TV, the other one is blocked by bookcases, and then we have a lot of like kitchen cabinets in the kitchen. And yeah, the only other open wall is this one by the front door, and I do end up putting a bunch of paintings on that. So maybe they don't have space for all of these other paintings that Allison has done, or maybe they're paintings that she got like commissions for, and, you know, maybe she's still, you know, just waiting to ship them out or something like that, because Allison is actually a painter. So I believe I have her in the actual painter career, and I also figured that she probably does some digital art as well. So I did give her a digital sketch pad in her bedroom once we get to it. And then Julianne is actually a musician, but I didn't put her in the entertainer career. I'll tell you guys what I did with her career in just a second, because I want to point something out. You'll see that on the sofa, I actually ended up using those little meditation, like not stools, but like meditation cushions that we got with the Spa Day refresh. And I kind of just sized them up a little bit with the tool mod, rotated them, and then used them as cushions. And they work perfectly fine. You can totally do that. It doesn't block the couch or anything like that. I playtested it. I playtested everything in this apartment just to be sure that everything works. And yes, everything does work. I wanted to playtest everything because, especially when I get to the bedrooms, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I kind of went a little bit overboard with clutter and stuff in their bedrooms. So yeah, I wanted to playtest everything and make sure it all works. But yes, the sofa works completely fine. I've done that quite a lot in some of my other builds as well, and I've never really mentioned it, so I thought I should. But yeah, we're using that little trash can from the pastel pop kit as well, because I've never used that in a build like since we've gotten that kit, so I thought this would be the perfect time. because, you know, I wanted the apartment to have a little bit of like a quirky vibe, and like I said, I wanted to make it look like, you know, they've come in and they've kind of like blended together a lot of their furniture and their styles and stuff. And they're also both young adults as well, so I figured, you know, they probably wouldn't have like a, I say in air quotes, but like a super sophisticated apartment. They probably would have a very fun and colorful and just interesting apartment. So I really like the way this one turned out, and I had a lot of fun with it as well. I haven't done it yet, but once we get to doing their bedrooms, I'm actually going to switch out their bedroom doors. So at the moment, I'm using doors from the high school years pack. I'm using the plain doors from that pack. But when we actually get to furnishing their bedrooms, I'm going to change those out for the other doors from the high school years pack, where the doors are kind of like personalized and they've kind of like been painted on and have stuff stuck to them like pictures and stickers and all of that stuff, just to make it look a little bit more personalized, you know, just to make it kind of come through that, okay, so this is Allison's room and this is Julianne's room. But yeah, so I think we're done with the living room and we've moved on to Julianne's bedroom. And as you guys will see, this room is a lot darker than Allison's. So I tried with the living space, like I said, to kind of like blend together like both of their styles, like the more monochrome stuff with a lot of like pops of color. And for the wallpapers, I tried to make it this pale blue with obviously, you know, the exposed brick like accent walls, but I went for the pale blue because they actually both like blue. And yeah, for their bedrooms, I kind of went all out with personalizing it and customizing it, so they have like different colored wallpapers. And you know, I love the way this apartment turned out. You'll also notice that I ended up putting 2 computers in this. I ended up putting a laptop on the dining room table, and then that cute little like tablet almost with a keyboard setup that came with the pastel pop kit. I actually put that up on the bar counter in the kitchen. So I figured that one would probably be Julianne's, and then the laptop would be Allison's. But obviously, you know, you can use it for either sim or like any sim, basically. You don't have to play with these sims. But yeah, that's just what I was thinking, because I don't really have space in either of their bedrooms to put in like a desk, because obviously Allison is a painter, so she has a bunch of easels and stuff like that in her room. Because there's nowhere else in the apartment to really put that stuff, so I have to put it in her bedroom. And then Julianne is also really into music, like I said. So I wanted to put a bunch of musical stuff in her bedroom. So like I said, obviously Allison is in the painter career, all of that stuff. But for Julianne, I actually have her registered as self-employed. So she's literally registered as, I think, like a freelance music artist or like a freelance musician or something like that. Basically, I made up my own career for her, just so that she'll, you know, say that that's her career if you ask her about it in the game. But basically, in my head, she makes all of her money from like writing songs and producing music as well. So like producing tracks from the Get Famous music production station that she has in her room. So in my head, that's kind of what she does. She writes music. She has like, I think she's maxed in the guitar skill, and she has like a really high violin and piano skill as well. So she has all of those instruments in her bedroom, and she's also really high up in the DJ skill as well. So maybe she does a couple of like freelance DJ jobs or gigs here and there, and obviously she produces music too. So yeah, that's another way for her to make money. But yeah, that's what I thought she would do. I didn't think she would be in the entertainer career, because that career is more like, you know, obviously you have the comedian branch, but the music branch is a little bit more like concert pianist and like classical type music, not really the kind of music genre that I thought she would be in. So yeah, I just have her registered as self-employed. And yeah, that's basically both of their careers. And you guys will see me like clutter up both of their bedrooms and personalize it so much. But like I said, I did playtest everything, so your Sims can get to everything, they can use everything. I did playtest, like I said, every single thing. And I used so much of the high school years pack and the everyday clutter kit in this build. Also the pastel pop kit. But yes, I use those packs so much. I love those packs together. They work so well together. And yeah, like I said, I love the way this apartment turned out. It is up on the gallery if you want to go ahead and download it. I have all of the download information, you know, like the original apartment name, my gallery ID, hashtags, a direct gallery link as well. All of that stuff is linked in the description. And then tray files will be going up for channel members. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I also gave this apartment a couple of lot traits in my save. Obviously, I can't upload the room with the lot traits, but I gave it the Good Acoustics and Home Studio lot traits just because, you know, they're a musician and artist. And the apartment actually has the quiet lot trait like locked to it, which is really funny to me because basically that means that your neighbors are always quiet and you never have to have any like noise issues with your neighbors if you live here, which is funny to me because I figured that Julianne would probably make a lot of noise because she's a musician and she kind of like works from home. So yeah, she would probably be the noisy one out of everyone in this building. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I love how this apartment turned out. I hope you guys like it as well. If you did, give the video a like. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But yeah, like I said, this build will be in the second version of my save file whenever that releases. But yeah, I will keep you guys updated on the community tab, obviously. And like I said, check out the save file overview that I'll have linked in the description. And yeah, if you want to see, you know, what's in like the first version of my save. And I asked you guys which worlds you'd like me to focus on for the second version. So feel free to let me know that in the comments down below as well. But yeah, like I said, I hope you had a good New Year's Eve and a great start to your new year. And yeah, like I said, hope you enjoyed the video. All of that fun stuff. I'm just trying to fill the last few seconds of this voiceover. But like I said, I'll talk to you guys all in my very next video. Bye everyone.
Whenever I'm with you, I am alright. There's something about the way you make me feel inside. I'm counting down the days till we fly away. Heading to the sun, only you and me. Don't wanna waste another day being stuck here in this place. No, wanna hold your hand in mine, watch the sunset in your eyes. Baby, I want us to act like we are 22 right now. Just let go, lose control, play songs on the radio too loud. Be magical. Wow, wow. This could be magical. Wow, wow. To escape, and here we are, driving narrow streets in a rusty car, leading to the sea. Think we're getting close. We should take a pic, baby, strike a pose.